Hello, everyone. Welcome to Inconsistent Life, whereby we talk all the rubbish happening in the world. Now, before we get into the video, please do me a solid. Let's do this YouTube thing. Please like the video and subscribe, guys. Help an African out. I would really appreciate it. Yep. So, today's topic, should men be in touch with their emotions? Coming straight from Steve Harvey. Yeah. Let's listen to what this man had to say regarding men's emotion. Yep, let's do it.
I now have 3 grandsons. I don't know that I've taught them to be emotionally sensitive. I think I have taught them to be kind to women.
And that's the only thing you should teach them, to be kind to women. That's it. Emotionally insensitive. Emotional sensitive. I don't know about that. I don't know if a man can ever be emotional sensitive up to a point whereby it's comparable to women. I don't think it's in us to be that emotional. But let's continue and hear what Mr. Harvey has to say.
I was raised to be respectful and kind to women. I've always been that way. You might not stay married to me long, but it ain't cost.
Hey man, we are all raised that way. All of us, we are raised to be respectful and kind to another human being. You know, it's the way most of people are raised. Well, maybe not today, because today a child has an opinion. But when we grew up, you didn't have an opinion as a child. So we were raised with respect, to know your elders, to know, not just to talk to anyone. Be kind and be respectful. That was our way of being raised. But today it's completely different. Let's continue.
But it ain't cause I ain't a kind dude. Here's the one thing that we as men have to start teaching our sons. All of this sensitivity training and all of that, I don't know that we'll be that good at that because most of us ain't the greatest at that.
Yes. Yeah, I totally agree. Most men, we're just not capable of showing our emotions comparable to women. We can't. You know, it's not that we don't want to. It's just that we can't. We cannot do it. Most men, they are emotionally tough. They cannot show emotions. Most men, most men, including myself, this thing of emotions. It's not wired in us. We cannot do it. But let's continue.
But I tell you what we are. We teach our sons, get yourself a girl, get yourself a girl. What we don't teach them and tell them about is the cutoff point. See, if men would teach their sons the cutoff point, you would have a lot less infidelity.
Okay, so the cutoff point, based on my understanding of what that is that's when you commit to one person and you don't go around screwing around and doing all these crazy things that most men typically do. I think so. I think that's the cutoff point, because in my home language we don't know this word, because remember, I'm not American, so these terms, I don't know them. But based on what he's saying, I think the cutoff point is that it's when you're done messing around. You have to commit to one thing now. You have to commit to one specific person, and that person has to be your one and only. I think that's the cutoff point. But let's continue.
Because we just don't teach them the cutoff point. So what I started doing with my sons was, hey, sons, look, I know you're going to do what you're going to do until you find the one. But when you find the one, let that be the one.
Right.
The one. What Mr. Harvey says, the one. Like some kind of a matrix. The one. Listen. Men, they are very, if you're going to teach your son to find the one, you're you're really restricting him because the thing is, there is no man who ever found the one. There are very few. There's like 1% of men who ever found the one. There's no way you could ever find the one. You know, it's just that men, this thing of emotions, we show emotions much more differently than women. So we get pissed off much easier than women. You know, so when someone pisses you off, it's much easier for you to just leave and go stroll around. It's much easier. So where's the one there? You know, if because these are things that are gonna happen. You know, and people should accept them. You know that men at some point in time you're gonna screw up. Man fucks up. It's the way a man is built. A man is gonna screw up. It's the nature of a man. So if you're gonna teach your son to find the one, really, no, no, man. Just tell him that you know what, find the one that you're gonna commit to, but know that at some point in time you're still gonna screw up. Yes, let's continue.
Be respectful enough to just make her the one. Now, if you want to try another one, then have some guts and go over there and tell her, look,
Right.
I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to go do something else.
You see that right there? You see? That means she wasn't the one. If you're gonna find someone else, that the other one was not the one, and this new one is not the one either. Because there's a possibility of you finding another one. There's no way you can ever find the one. It just doesn't happen. There's too many people. There's no way. Just find someone you're gonna commit yourself to, and that person might not be the one, but at least you have found someone. That's it. Because this thing of finding the one, to me, it's impossible.
Now, you're going to get stabbed.
Does it mean that literally? Does it mean you're gonna get stabbed, like stabbed, or you're gonna be betrayed? What does that mean? Why are they laughing?
So just be ready for that. Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Are women attracted to men who are more in touch with their emotions?
Yeah, this is a very good question. Let's hear what they have to say about it. Let's hear it.
Or not?
Well, I think that there's a really big difference between a man who's sensitive and a man who's insecure.
You didn't answer the question. You didn't answer the question. You're trying to find some middle ground. No, answer the question.
But I also think that a man who is confident enough to be vulnerable, that's hot. You know?
You see, now here's a problem. Here's a problem right now. A man who's confident enough is hot. Wow. Wow. Let's continue.
For me, that's really hot.
I hear you, but I don't think most women think like that. I think most women emasculate men.
Yes. 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 They do. Even her. What she's saying is complete rubbish. She does it. She emasculates men. Let's continue.
When they are too sensitive and they say they are weak and they are crybabies and they are all of these things, and it does them a disservice. It takes a very mature woman to respect a man who is vulnerable.
Yeah.
100%. And this is seen in every culture, in every world, in every country. Not in every world. That's weird. Well, in every country. You know, if you are emotionally weak as a man, you're weak. You cannot show emotions. As a man, you cannot show emotion. Even if you do, it has to be up to a certain point. You know, you cannot just come out and try like women do. You cannot be showing those emotions. Then you're weak. You're weak. I mean, why would someone respect you if you're always going to be crying? Who's going to solve the problems? You know, because as men, we are seen as people who generally solve problems. So how could you solve problems if you encounter a wall and you just sit down and try? No, you don't. If you encounter something, you analyze it and you figure another way out, or you figure something out, but you don't try. You know, you don't do anything that would take your manhood away. Let's continue. But what she said there is completely what happens in the real world.
It takes a very
But
mature
now-
woman.
Go ahead.
And secure, you have to be secure with yourself. If you're with a sensitive man, then you have to be secure to know that that's what, you can't change people. Either they're sensitive or they're not.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, we're all adults in this room, right?
But I
You
feel
can't
like my
change
husband
anybody.
got sensitive.
Oh.
Like after we were married
But
and
it
we
was
had a
just
baby,
probably
that's
hidden. It was probably hidden.
that's where he got sensitive.
Yeah.
It's
But
like
when you
something with your
invited him,
daughter.
he was super sensitive.
but he
Exactly.
needed-
And I don't know. I dated all the guys who were not sensitive, and that
See?
didn't work out.
But
Yeah, your husband is sensitive. Yeah, yeah. But he's only sensitive now because he's married to you. Was he sensitive when you were not married? That's the question. You know, that is the question. And and a lot of people are telling men to be sensitive when they are not married to them, and it doesn't make sense. You know, it doesn't. It doesn't. You know, a man will only show that weakness to someone he trusts, someone he knows is not gonna turn around and stab it and use the same the same vulnerability against him. You know, I can only cry in front of my lady if I'm married to her. Other than that, no, I'm not doing it. Even if I am married, still, it's not gonna be in all I try. You know, complaining and everything. No, it's just gonna be a little bit. You know, but I'm gonna show it. At some point in time, I have to show it because I'm a human being. But I cannot dwell on it and use it every day until it becomes a weakness. Come on, come on.
but he needed to feel safe to be open.
To be vulnerable.
Until a guy feels safe, you ain't gonna get the real him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And that part of being safe, still, it depends on the man. It depends on the guy because most men they're still not gonna show it, even though they trust you, even though they you know they can give their whole lives to you. Still, they're not gonna show it because they know what comes after. You show them. You show that part of you, that weakness. You know. You just you know the consequences are much worse than you showing that weakness. So it's much better to be strong, to face the problems head on.
Steve, I know so many men that are grown ass men that are emotionally unavailable.
But there's
Why is that? Why is that? Well, what I've just said, they will never show it. It's not that they're emotionally unavailable. No, it's just that they don't want to show you that side because if they do, they're screwed.
a balance here. You know, you can't have us and not have what come with us.
Right.
We men. Now, if you just want somebody like you, then go get another you. But
True story. True. If you want someone like you, go get another you. That's it. If you want a man, you're gonna find a man, and that man is not gonna be emotionally available. It's at the level that you might need or you might require. These women, they want to be cuddled. They want to be talk to them. You know, so all these stupid emotions that most men just don't have. You know,
now let me ask you ladies something though. How many of you want to be married to another you?
Hell no.
No.
Why not? Why? You just said emotions is very important. Men should show emotions. Then you are emotional. Why not you? You know, why should a man be strong? Why do you want a stronger man than you? You see how that doesn't work?
Thank you.
There is no way that would work out. In a
We'll be
million
right
years.
back.
Yeah.
That's right.
There we go, boys. It's crazy. It's crazy. The world that we live in today is just crazy. You know, it's just crazy, guys. You know, men are told that they have to show emotions, even though I don't agree with it, and I will never agree with it. You know, as a man, you have to be strong. You have to take charge. You have to work. You have to provide. You have to do all these crazy things that some people are just incapable of doing. You know, and when you do that, you cannot show emotions. You cannot do. There are things that you just cannot do. So yeah, this thing of emotion, it's a first world luxury. You know, these Western countries, it's a luxury that only exists in the Western societies. You know, men should show emotion. Men should do this. Men should do that. And then when you ask the woman, would you want a man who exactly what you just disturbed, they'll be like, no. You see? So you're expected to be strong, but you're not supposed to be strong. It doesn't make sense at some point in time. But, this thing falls apart. But yeah, that's all I had to say with regards to this. Just comment below if you have something to say or something to add upon. Yeah, this is it, man. This is the fall of modern society, the fall of humankind, and you're seeing it in real time. Yep. Comment below, like and subscribe, guys. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers by end of September. Thank you.